Hello there, I'm Patricia from Language Works. Welcome back to another episode with Learn With Me, Patricia. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 13 commonly misused words when it comes to writing for the workplace, business writing. A quick note to HR managers and training managers. If you are looking for a comprehensive business writing course for your colleagues, we can help your employees across the board, whether frontline staff or executive level management staff, to help them write better, to write more effectively, and to convey the right tone and style to important stakeholders, clients, and to anybody that they write to. Our courses cover the varieties of grammar, vocabulary, tone and style of writing, and oftentimes we go through a lot of students' written pieces of their own, and we help them improve in their writing and presentation work quite effectively. Feel free to check in with us for our 2 or 3 day writing workshops online, or if you're more interested in a comprehensive business writing course, we also offer 20 to 30 hour business writing courses. Are you ready? Here we have 13 words we writers commonly misuse. So let's have a quick look at number 1. Alternate as an adjective. Every other one in a series, a substitute. What's the difference then between alternate and this one here, alternative? I'm going to give you an example sentence later and you can see how we actually use it correctly. The meaning of alternative is one of two possibilities, and it also connotes a matter of choice. An example sentence: as the changes left them no alternative, they took the alternate venue. So you can also substitute the words underlined by writing or thinking, as the changes left them no choice, they took the substitute venue. I like that we are able to put them in one sentence here. Let's move on to the next one. Number 3, the pronoun anybody. Do you normally write anybody as one word or two? Because I've seen students do both and oftentimes they're not aware what are the differences. So let's see here. In the sense of any person, not to be written as two words. So what you see in number 3 is the correct version if you really mean anyone. If you were to separate these two words, anybody is like any literal body, any human form, or any group organization like a government body. Unless that's what you mean, do put them together and this would just mean any person. More examples that are together: everybody, somebody, nobody. Number 4, similarly, we've got anyone as a pronoun. This should be written as one word. What happens if you separate them? It would mean any single person or any single thing. Just insert single in the middle and then the meaning changes. Okay, so normally if you are referring to anyone, it's one word. Number 5, we've got being. In this case, being is not appropriate for using after regard as. An example of a wrong sentence: he is regarded as being the best in his field. It may sound more or less correct, but it's not. The phrase is not correct when you say regard as being. The correct version would be, he is regarded as the best in his field. Number 6, the verb consider. Not followed by as when it means believed to be. I consider him as competent. Again, it may sound correct to some of you, but this is not correct. So drop as, you don't need it. Simply, I consider him competent. Let's go on now to number 7, the verb cope, an intransitive verb used with, the preposition with. For informal writing or for speaking, you can of course say, I knew they'd cope, or I knew they would cope. For more formal writing though, especially when it comes to business writing, it is better to finish the sentence with an object. I knew they would cope with the situation, or I knew they would cope with whatever is happening in the office today. So if you want to write informally, the first one's fine. And for more formal writing, use the second one. Let's now look at number 8. We've got disinterested as an adjective. Impartial. Do not confuse it with uninterested which means not interested in. Take note as well of this phrase, not interested in. An example sentence, let a disinterested person judge our dispute. Meaning, a person who is impartial, who is not invested, disinterested versus uninterested. An example sentence first, this man is obviously uninterested in our dispute. So the meaning would be, he couldn't be bothered, he couldn't care less. Do you see the difference? Now let's move on to number 10, the words worthwhile separate. Strictly applicable only to actions. For example, is it worthwhile to spend so many hours on this subject? Another one, the event is not worth going, meaning it's not worth one's while to go, does not repay going, so it's not worth it. Contrast it with number 11, worthwhile together makes it an adjective. For example, a worthwhile cause, a worthwhile project. Now let's move on to number 12. We have a phrase like the foreseeable future. Do you write like this? Or do you have colleagues who write like this? The future is the future, so it's best just to drop foreseeable. Okay, it's a fuzzy cliche, it's overused. Simply, what will happen to us in the future? That's good enough. And this is a real question, by the way. Moving on to the last one, number 13, we've got a suffix that ends in wise. So what we mean here, in the last line, words like text-wise, price-wise, marriage-wise, budget-wise, schedule-wise, holiday-wise, it's all very unnecessary. So this is not to be used indiscriminately, meaning without careful thought or planning, and therefore ending up in disaster when it comes to writing. So don't add wise to any noun as you like, because we can go overboard easily and it doesn't sound as credible when it comes to business writing. I would avoid it. What's acceptable though are clockwise and anti-clockwise. Do you have more examples? Today's video is a little bit shorter, I believe, and I hope this has been helpful to you, even though it's maybe simpler words or words that you may already know. Do be careful though, because the differences can be very subtle and it does make sense to get them corrected. What I normally tell my students is business writing is not a science with formulas and then you get a standard result. Business writing is an art form, and as with all other art forms, it takes years to master, but we have to start somewhere, and every little part that you learn from today up to where you want to be in the future counts. The positive thing though is once you have mastered business writing as an art form, you've got this skill with you for a long time to come. And when you apply it throughout your career, it's going to help you to be more credible, more professional. And in many ways, it definitely helps you in your career prospects. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel for other videos and do share them with your colleagues or anybody else who needs a bit of language work. Thank you for watching and have a great week. See you.